Now, we're talking about what is fasting. So, what is fasting? That is the question we're trusting will answer today from Emilio Chalita's book, Breatharian, Easy and Effortless. And thank you for joining today. So what is fasting? Fasting is a period of abstinence from all food or specific items. Fluids are consumed in sufficient quantity to satisfy thirst and physiologic requirements. During the absence of food, the body will systematically cleanse itself of everything except vital tissue. Starvation will only occur when the body is forced to use vital tissue to survive. Although protein is being used by the body during the fast, a person fasting even 40 days on water will not suffer a deficiency of protein, vitamins, minerals, or fatty acids. In the breakdown of unhealthy cells, all essential substances are used and conserved in a most extraordinary manner. There is an unwarranted fear of fasting that strength diminishes from the catabolism of proteins from muscle fibers. Even during long fasts, the number of muscle fibers remains the same. Although the healthy cells may be reduced in size and strength for a time, they remain perfectly sound. A.J. Carlson, professor of physiology, University of Chicago, states that a healthy, well-nourished person can live from 50 to 75 days without food, provided he is not exposed to harsh elements or emotional stress. I think that's a great point. Human fat is valued at 3,500 calories per pound. Each extra pound of fat will supply enough calories for 1 day of hard physical labor. 10 pounds of fat are equal to 35,000 calories. Most of us have sufficient reserves, capable of sustaining us for many weeks. Rest is understood to be a big factor in enhancing recovery, as it is when the body is at rest that it is able to direct the most energy towards the various chemical and mechanical processes of detoxification. When fasting, a person experiences recovery at a rate that is swifter than normal. He is ridding his body of toxins and excesses, allowing the body to use its own wisdom to healthfully reorganize itself from the atomic level. Wow. Allowing the body to use its own wisdom to healthfully reorganize itself from the atomic level. I just thought about Ant-Man. Ant-Man going subatomic, right? Going subatomic into your body. Reshaping, restructuring, reframing, retraining. And then the energy is gaining. I love it. It's amazing what the body can do. As the toxic load is reduced, the functioning of every cell is enhanced. In the same way that vital nerve energy is accumulated during a night's sleep, the faster builds nerve energy through rest, sleep, and detoxification. The human body has many ordinary modes of achieving elimination. The liver, lungs, kidneys, colon, etc. When these are overloaded, the body will resort to extraordinary methods of elimination. Boils, mucus, and other discharges, sweats, vomiting, diarrhea, and many others. Should elimination be impossible or uneconomical of body energy, the toxic overload will go into storage forms in the joints, vessels, muscles, organs, and almost any tissue in the body. While fasting The body is highly conservative of its energy and resources. During this deep and profound rest, toxin intake and production are reduced to a minimum, while autolysis and elimination proceed unchecked. Anabolic processes, such as tissue and bone healing, also proceed at a maximal rate during the fast. In the body, the first stage of cleansing removes large quantities of waste matter and digestive residues. The first few days of a fast can be rough due to the quantity of waste passing into the bloodstream. The tongue becomes coated and the breath foul as the body excretes waste through every opening. Now, that was actually a phenomenon for me. When I went my longest time without food and water, and I was at my first Breatharian retreat, I was with Eli Tom, Elamin, and Athena Starseed, and there were others there as well. But I remember that during that time, I forgot which day, but it was during one of the days during the dry fast. Like, I remember my throat became raspy. I remember I could barely speak. And then I even remember my whole tongue turned white. Like, my entire tongue was white. And then, after some time, it went back to pink again. But that had not happened. I had never seen that happen. I was like, what is that? I looked in the mirror, like, I was sticking out my tongue in the mirror. It was white. The whole tongue was white. And I was like, what is that? I was like, what is that? And it was such a phenomenon to me. But my body was doing some deep work, like deep, So that blew my mind. I didn't understand what was going on, but it needed to happen. After the third day of the fast, there is little desire for food. The second stage is the cleansing of mucus, fat, diseased, and dying cells, and the more easily removed toxins. As the fast continues, the cleansing process becomes more thorough. The last stage is the cleansing of toxins that have been accumulating in your cellular tissue from birth, and the microscopic tubes that carry vital elements to the brain. Cleansing the last layer is only possible through a combination of juice fasting, water fasting, and a healthy diet high in raw foods. To overcome a severe disease like cancer, it is important to continue through a series of fasts to the point where the full scoring action of catabolism removes the disease from the tissue. During extended fasts, the body removes dead, dying, and diseased cells, unwanted fatty tissue, trans fatty acids, hardened coating of mucus on the intestinal wall. You can research that. They call it mucoid plaque. Toxic waste matter in the lymphatic system and bloodstream, toxins in the spleen, liver, and kidney, mucus from the lungs and sinuses, embedded toxins in the cellular fibers and deeper organ tissues, deposits in the microscopic tubes responsible for nourishing brain cells, and excess cholesterol. Wow, the body does so much. It's incredible. Nearly everyone who fasts discovers the same thing, that when they fast, they actually have no hunger and more energy than they normally have. It is indeed liberating to find out that if we let go and trust that we will be taken care of. Fasting is the simplest, easiest, and most effective way to find out that we do indeed have the power and freedom to heal and take control of our bodies. Why fast? Probably the most important reason is that the body uses quite a bit of energy to digest food. And when fasting, this energy becomes available for other uses. In the fasting state, the body will score for dead cells, damaged tissues, fatty deposits, tumors, abscesses, all of which are burned for fuel or expelled as waste. The elimination of these obstructions restores the immune system, functionality, and metabolic processes to an optimum state. Fasting restores good digestion and elimination. Peristaltic action is quickened. Fasting allows a deep physiological rest of the digestive organs, and the energy saved goes into self-healing and self-repairing. By eliminating obstructions, by cleansing, detoxification, and purifying the intestines, the blood, and the cells, we can overcome many of our physical ills or handicaps, as well as getting a boost in energy. Fasting not only removes obstructions and helps the body to heal itself, it is also rejuvenating and life-extending. These resulting benefits can have lasting effects in your mental and emotional health. The other very important aspect is that your self-awareness will be elevated. If you are sick and depressed, then this might be the most important thing you can try in your healing program, because it gives you immediately an energy boost and increased awareness, which might allow that you see things more clearly, allowing you the first step out of your sickness and onto the path of recovery. While fasting, you become more aware of your body process, your life, and with everything you are doing. It becomes a period where you can elevate, evaluate all that you are doing more objectively, and you naturally have more time for contemplation because you aren't using time amassing, preparing, eating, eliminating, and cleaning up all which is used to prepare food. You become more aware of what your body likes and doesn't like when you start to eat again. That's the truth. That's the truth. I know that's the truth. You gain self-confidence in your ability to control your life process, to set a goal and carry out an intention. Fasting enhances mental acuity. Perhaps the most instructive testimony as to the acuteness of mental powers during fasting comes from Dr. Herbert Shelton, who supervised the fasting of more than 40,000 people over a period of 50 years. His message is that the freer the body is of toxic materials flowing through the blood and lymphatic system, the clearer is the ability to think. These facts are due to physiological causes. Large amounts of blood and nervous energies have to be sent to the digestive organs to digest a meal. If these energies are not required there, they may be used by the brain for better thinking. This increase in mental acuity doesn't usually happen until after the first few days of a fast, because the body is busy cleaning out excess toxins and substances, and so the first few days can be a period of depression, with headaches and various pains as this process is underway. This makes the first stage of fasting difficult because after the body has thrown off its load of toxins, then the brain is fed by a cleaner bloodstream, and the mental powers and clarity of thought are extraordinarily increased, and the other senses also become more acute. I definitely felt this on so many levels, especially the olfactory senses, my nose. I started smelling things I'd never smelled before at a level that I'd never had before. And years ago, I thought my nose was broken. I thought I was just one of those people like, oh, I guess I don't smell like regular people, you know? Like, they're like, you smell that? No, I don't smell that. What you smelling? No, you really? You don't smell that? No, I don't smell it. What you talking about? And I had to get really close in the kitchen to something cooking to really smell it. If somebody passed gas, flatulated around the house, I wouldn't know. There were just so many things that I couldn't smell. After I went on liquid for quite some time and just started fasting, that sense opened up. I felt like a dog. I was like, what is this? Like, what am I smelling? I started going into grocery stores. It was an experience. It was like the grocery store became an amusement park. I went in, I smell everything. I was like, I felt alive. I was like, why could I have not smelled this for 28 years of my life? I felt like my nose was broken. It opened up. I got emotional. I started breaking down. I was like, oh my God, universe. So this makes the first stage very difficult and our senses become more acute. One's mind becomes clearer and one's ability to think and solve intricate problems is enhanced. It's kind of like Ellie Tom would say, you go from a Homo sapien to a Homo genius. To a Homo sapien to a Homo genius, he called it. You're unlocking your genius. One is simply more alert. One's mind seems to open up into new fields. The mental and physical senses are heightened. And often, there can be a feeling of euphoria, especially during longer fasts. Some, for the first time, will experience emotional stability. How about that? For the first time, emotional stability. The reasons for this are multifold. The elimination of the emotional dependence on food, exclusion of stimulating foods like caffeine, processed sugars, recreational drugs, tobacco, trans fatty acids, all of which have a devastating effect on delicate emotions. Dr. Ehret stated an amazing fact at the turn of the 20th century. He said that for a water fast to awaken the higher mind functions, it had to be longer than 21 days. Fasting has a history of awakening intuitive senses, creativity, and a deeper spiritual questions in those with enough determination to get past the 21-day mark. Healing. During a fast, metamorphosis occurs. The body undergoes a tearing down and rebuilding of damaged materials. For this reason, fasting is famous for its ability to rejuvenate and give the body a more youthful tone. Why does fasting have such a powerful effect in healing the body? Fasting dissolves diseased cells in a systematic manner, leaving healthy tissue. The result is a thorough cleansing of the tube, membrane, and cellular structures. There is a remarkable redistribution of nutrients in the fasting body. So the nutrients in the fasting body are redistributed. It hangs on to precious minerals and vitamins while catabolizing on old tissue, toxins, and inferior materials. So it's like a clearance sale. You know those signs at the clearance sale? Everything must go, right? You've seen those signs. Everything must go. We're closing down for business. Everything must go. Out with the old, in with the new. Each cell of your body is a complete living entity with its own metabolism. Think of that. Think of every cell as like its own universe. And we have trillions of them. So you have universes in your body. Each cell is a complete living entity with its own metabolism. It needs a constant supply of oxygen and sufficient nourishment. When due to nutritional deficiencies, sluggish metabolism, sedentary life, overeating, and consequent poor digestion and assimilation of food, lack of fresh air, and sufficient exercise and rest, our cells are deprived. They start to degenerate. The normal process of cell replacement and rebuilding slows down, and your body starts to grow old. Its resistance to dis-ease will diminish and you become sick. Animals will naturally fast when they are sick or injured, and when they are ill, our hunger diminishes. If we get out of the way and allow nature to take its course, we will find that we can heal from any problem since the dawn of recorded time. In fact, since before the word doctor came into existence, priests provided sanctuaries where people could go to fast. Whereas modern medical practitioners admit that they have no cures, only drugs that mask the symptoms while causing yet other symptoms to appear. I had a medical practice for 20 years in New York City, supervised hundreds of long fasts, and I found that the physical healing or weight loss was but a pleasant side effect. What really happened is that the person got in touch with their higher self, their true self, and came to the experience that healing can take place at every level, simply by letting go and allowing Mother Nature to do her work. That's a quote by Dr. Rai Casey. Fasting has been beneficial for these conditions. Although fasting is not recommended in every situation, cancer of the liver is one instance where fasting is contraindicated. In many situations, fasting is the only known solution. Fasting has been beneficial for arthritis, asthma, high blood pressure, lupus, chronic fatigue, colitis, Crohn's disease, diverticulitis, spastic colon, irritable bowel, cases of paralysis, neuritis, neuralgia, neuroses, and mental illness, as well as many others. Fasting will also break down tumors, and for this reason, many have overcome cancer with fasting. Fasting decreases dependency on authorities. How many of us believe that when we get sick, that a doctor is going to save us from pain and death? We just assume that the technology is going to be able to repair us when we break down by giving us a pill, a treatment, or a surgery. We are so alienated from our bodies that we think that a doctor knows more about us than we do. The reality is that doctors don't have the cures that we need. What is offered by the traditional system of healers is only the possibility to treat our symptoms, never being able to cure us or root out the cause. When we take these kinds of treatments to suppress our symptoms, then that cause, which is the underlying reason we are sick, goes unattended. Then, in fact, our illness continues to grow. We will never be healthy until we take responsibility for our own health. We need to stop blaming the outside for making us sick, whether it is corporations, a person, our immediate environment, or a government, and to recognize instead that our sickness is a symptom telling us something is inside that needs to be addressed. For sure, there are outside influences that we cannot control, but there is so much that we can control by taking responsibility for ourselves and working to change our habits. Benefits of fasting. Mental clarity is improved and brain fog is lifted. Rapid, safe weight loss is achieved without flabbiness. The nervous system is balanced. Energy level and sensory perception is increased. The longer the fast, the bigger increase in energy and vitality. You normally need less sleep. I used to say, the longer I fast, the longer I last. That was an affirmation. Organs are revitalized. Cellular biochemistry is harmonized. The skin becomes silky, soft, and sensitive. There's a greater ease of movement. Breathing becomes fuller, freer, and deeper. The digestive system is rejuvenated and becomes more effective. The peristaltic action of the intestines, the cause of natural bowel movement, is stronger after fasting. Fasting retrains your tasting sense back to more healthy food as acute sensitivity is restored. Yeah, when I tasted things after I did my first long fast, it was like I could taste every ingredient on the label. It was like I could taste everything on the bottle. It's like, what was I even tasting before? You know, when I was using all sorts of dressings and sauces and seasonings and condiments and ketchup and hot sauce and mustard and mayonnaise and like, what was I tasting at all? like what was I even tasting? After a fast, I was like, yo, whoa, okay, I get it. Fasting can increase confidence in our ability to have control over our lives and our appetite. And that our body is self-regulating and a self-healing organism capable of establishing balance when given the possibility to do so. So you have to give yourself permission. Normal metabolic and cell oxygenation are restored. Detoxification. As soon as the body realizes that it's fasting, it will begin to eliminate those things that cause disease, such as fat cells, arterial cholesterol plaques, mucus, tumors, stored up worries, and emotions. One day fast. One way to start is to fast one day. Working towards fasting regularly, 1 day per week or for longer periods of time. You can fast from all food or only from solid food. You can choose 1 day to fast with only water, fresh fruit juice, fresh vegetable juice, raw fruit, raw vegetables. Avoiding during the fast. Avoid cooked veggies, cooked whole grains, whole grain flour products, bread, pasta, etc., vegetable protein, soy products, dairy, milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, butter, eggs, animals, fast food, junk food, prepared foods, etc., chemicals, sugar, caffeine, artificial flavoring, sweeteners. Not to consume any drugs, nicotine, and alcohol during a fast should be clear. Water fast. You can fast from 1 to 40 days. Try to drink 2 liters of water or more per day. The 10-day water fast has become a recommended number of days. 10 days on water will cause the same weight loss as 30 days on juice. But water fasting is far more difficult, especially if you have a fast metabolism. Water fasting cleanses the body aggressively, removing toxins rapidly. Water fasting can be more beneficial than juice fasting in combating more persistent forms of cancer, cleansing the tissues more aggressively. Water fasting demands mental preparation. The less pressure and responsibility you have during a water fast, the better. That is actually a good point of advice. That is actually a really good piece of advice right there. Let me read that one more time. Water fasting demands mental preparation. The less pressure and responsibility you have during a water fast, the better. So when I first started doing these things, my friends, the monks and nuns, they had me in their property. I had no responsibility, no one to look after, no job of any kind. I was just a vagabond, what they call a ragamuffin, a drifter, a stowaway. I was just stowed away in this house that they had me up in Lake Elsinore. And all I had to do was work on myself. Literally. That's all I had to do. And it was the greatest thing that the universe ever, just all these synchronicities that came into form, and they fashioned themselves to allow me to have that moment to recover and to find what was actually healing and what was actually revealing for me. And I realized there's no ceiling for me, right? So that's a very good point. When you don't have responsibilities, when you don't have pressure on your back, you can cut yourself slack, right? You can relax. Think of it as a holiday away from the normal patterns of living. Some recommended that the week before your fast, you drink fresh juices and eat mostly raw fruits and veggies to cleanse the body so that the detoxification during water fasting will be less aggressive. Water fasting should always include 2 of 3 days of juice fasting before and after the water fast. This alternating between juice and water fasting is the most effective method of achieving a full cleansing through fasting. Water fasting tips. Avoid water straight from the faucet. Do we need to remind people? I guess we do. Because for, I guess, over 2 decades, I was drinking straight out the tap. I mean, I got family that they drink straight out the tap. The whole family. So let's not do that. Let's unless you have a super filter, a big filter that's really, cleansing all that stuff just straight out the pipe. Not the best. Distilled water is the best for cleansing because of its inherent magnetic properties and ability to absorb and suspend large quantities of toxins, flushing them from the body. I mean, geez, if I can give you a picture, I used to put tap water. See, we can laugh at ourselves now, right? I used to put tap water into, those cups of noodles, those Maruchan ramen noodles. There's like cups of noodles, right, in the styrofoam cup. I used to take this, go to the sink, and I would put the the sink tap water into the cup of noodles. I would fill it to the the little line mark, and then I would put it in the microwave, and I would radiate these noodles with tap water, and that's what I would eat. That would be my meal. And not just for the day, for like part of the day. I was surviving on ramen noodles and all sorts of stuff for like a whole year of my college degree, for a whole year in that apartment. I ate ramen noodles for a whole year. I said, if I survive that, I can survive anything. I'm invincible. If my body survived that radioactive chemical in the styrofoam, it said do not microwave. It said it on the product. In just this little fine print, it said do not microwave. And I microwaved it for years. I'm just letting you know where I was. So we've come a long way. The perceived value of mineral water is misleading because the inorganic minerals are like huge boulders to the cellular membranes, making them impossible to assimilate. Plants are able to break down the minerals from the soils, allowing them to completely absorb to the cells of the body. The best water is distilled. Secondly, spring or filtered. There are no calories or nutritional value in water. On a water fast, you have given your body no options but to turn to itself for fuel. This can create a problem when you have spent years depositing counterfeit fuel. Living exclusively on dirty fuel during a fast takes tremendous courage and strength. Say that again. To ease into water fasting, some recommend juice fasting with periods of water fasting. For example, 3 days on juice, 2 days on water, 5 days on juice, then 3 days on water. You can juice when you have to work and water fast on the weekend when you can rest. I remember Ellie Tom talked about he did a 7-day water fast, and he said by the 6th or 7th day, this black substance, like this black liquid, came out of his bowels. He had a bowel movement, and this black stuff just came out of his body. And he looked, and he said, that's poison. He said, that was in me? That was in me? Right? So when things started coming out my body, I was like, whew, that's where it was. All them years of Popeyes, Mickey D's, Burger King, and KFC's, and RB's, and Taco Bell's, and all the smells, right? That's what that was. And you get to see it, right? You get a chance to witness it coming out of your body. You get a chance to feel like you have a new body. Water fasting concerns. It is not advisable to water fast under the conditions of hyperglycemia, hypoglycemia, schizophrenia, or a chronic heart condition. If you have existing conditions, it is best if you consult with a fasting expert and or be monitored throughout your fast. Be careful of dizziness and blackouts. The heart is resting as much as it can during water fasting. Before you stand up, take 1 or 2 deep breaths to get the heart pumping. If you start to black out, sit down or crouch down on one knee. This will immediately stop the dizziness. Master Fast Cleanse. The Master Cleanse, or Lemon Cleanse, is between a water fast and a juice fast. Basically, it consists of drinking a mixture of freshly squeezed lemons, water, and maple syrup for a period of 8 to 40 days. It is easier to do than a water fast because you are still getting nutrients and energy from the lemons and the maple syrup. This fast can be done while still maintaining your normal work, yet is less calories than what you would get from a juice fast. It is normal to lose weight on this fast, and it is excellent for cleansing the colon, right? When the colon is swollen. For full details on how to do this fast, see the following link, Stanley Burroughs Master Cleanse. Juice fast. Juice fasting is safe and can allow the body to clean itself of toxins while greatly improving the conditions for health. A benefit is that your energy level is high because you are receiving sufficient nutrients from the juices, so you can carry out normal activities. A juice fast takes some burden off the digestive system and frees up some energy for accelerated healing through a water fast, though a water fast does much better in that regard. Also, juices can make available extra quantities of nutrients that a person might lack. So it makes it available. Juices are easy to assimilate and take hardly any digestive energy from the body, allowing the body to put more energy into healing and rejuvenation. Packed with vitamins, minerals, living enzymes, antioxidants, phytochemicals, yet low enough in calories to force the body to cannibalize on its filthy waste, propelling you to a vigorous physical health and clarity of mind. Isn't that what we're all asking for? Isn't that what everyone wants? Peace of mind. Pranalaya, right? Pranalaya. For your first fast, and for the purpose of healing dis-ease, most experts recommend a juice fast over a water fast. Fasting on water has become a near impossible exercise for a body that has been nurtured on poisons. Woo! That hit home. That hit home for me. The juice of fruits and vegetables are filled with healing and cleansing properties that allow the body and gently now, whoa now, easy now, whoa now, safely detoxify. Juice fasting has become an effective stepping stone to water fasting. Through juice fasting, thousands of individuals have been freed from serious diseases such as cancer, leukemia, arthritis, high blood pressure, kidney disorders, skin infections, liver disorders, alcoholism, and smoking. The 30-day juice fast is a standard. This length of fast heals about right after 30 days, it seems like you have been fasting forever. Less than 30 days, and you can miss the best experiences of the fast. If you are juice fasting, a few days on water occasionally will intensify the fast and assist with weight loss if you have a slow metabolism. Most people can juice fast safely for up to 30 days. The exceptions are those with hypoglycemia, diabetes, hypothyroid, and Wilson syndrome. I need to look that up, Wilson syndrome. For these conditions, eat slices of avocado and banana every few hours. Add high quality vegetable source protein powder to your juices. Add psyllium or another good bulking agent to your juices twice a day to regulate blood sugar levels. Psyllium husk and bentonite clay are also good for sweeping stuff out of the colon and digestive. I remember we did the Blessed Herbs colon cleanse back when that was still around. That was a really good one. Do not juice fast if you have impaired kidney function. The amount of juice you drink will determine the intensity of cleansing. Drinking small amounts of juice supplies fewer calories, thereby increasing detoxification. The more intense the cleansing, the greater the discomfort. Juice fasting allows you to have control over the process of elimination. However, when the body enters a cleansing crisis due to toxins in the blood, no amount of juice will eliminate the discomfort. You must wait it out. Drink all vegetable or all fruit juices. Refrain from combining fruits and veggies to create juice. Make your juice from fresh vegetables or fruits. You can also include herbal teas with honey, veggie broth, barley green, wheatgrass juice, and supplements helpful for your specific condition. Drink juice whenever hunger develops until pleasantly full, as opposed to stuffed full. It is best if you filter or strain the juices, removing any excess fiber or pulp so that you continue to give the digestive system a rest. Also, if it looks like you are not losing weight on your fast, you can dilute the juices with water. You may consider modifying the fast by including quarter slices of avocado or banana to slow the cleansing process. Modified juice fasting is good for those with health restrictions, such as diabetes or hypoglycemia. Bananas and avocados are slow to digest and maintain a stable blood sugar level. Their high calorie content slows the intensity of the fast, and because they are so easy to digest, the body still devotes energy to cleansing. Preparation for your fast. Inform yourself about fasting. Hey, here you are, right? That's why you're here. By doing your own investigation, reading all you can about the fasting process, the various kinds of fast, and what you can expect as side effects. If you have a pre-existing health condition, then you should find out if there are contrary indications with fasting and your condition. Determine your cleanse duration and time period. Try to arrange that your fast is in a time period where you have low activity. Avoid heavy kinds of work, if at all possible. When it comes to long fasts and inability of somebody to handle a long fast, you just do the best that you can. When detoxification increases, as it does during fasting, the liver, kidneys, lungs, immune system work extra hard to handle the load. If these systems are already compromised before the fast, one must proceed carefully. You go as long as you can tolerate it, whether physiologically or emotionally. Then you can come back to eating again. Once you have some energy and are a few steps further towards health, you can consider doing another fast. Several short fasts can definitely do wonders if one long fast cannot be undertaken. Long fasts are preferable to short ones because once the body is in the fasting state, it cleanses systematically into the harder to get at body tissues. For this reason, most of the recoveries from illness have taken place in the latter parts of long juice and water fast. The body and water fast. Long fasts give the body uninterrupted time to do the work of healing. The first few days of fasting gets rid of the gross waste products of digestion. But only after this can the body pull out its tools to get to work on healing. The body pulling out all its tools, right? Pull out all the stuff. We need all hands on deck. Right? They just getting all the tools out there. I remember I seen a movie called Osmosis Jones. You remember Osmosis Jones with Chris Rock? That was a good movie. So all hands on deck to get to the work. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Round them up. Let's go. Right? They're not eating. They're not eating. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Let's go. It's time. It's time. Right? That's the body getting all hands on deck. Frequency of fasting. Of course, the best is that people stay on a good daily health regime. And then when the need comes to fast, to go ahead and do it for a week to 10 days or longer, if indicated. At least long enough to move completely into the fasting physiology and accelerated detoxification. Ideally, people should fast once or twice a year, just as a tune-up to deal with the environmental toxins and junk in our foods, as well as the emotional buildup. Traditionally, people have fasted in the spring and fall when the weather is mild. Now, I like how they said, just for a tune-up, right? Like you might take your vehicle back to the Jiffy Lube or back to the shop or back to the mechanic, just for a tune-up, right? You might get some maintenance, just for a tune-up. So for your vehicle, for your body, you might do a fast just for a tune-up, right? Activity level. It is good to at least have mild exercise and movements with short walks to keep the lymphatic fluid moving and to keep the vascular system working. Great advice. Great advice. The amount of exercise you can do is very much dependent on your existing condition and how you are feeling that day and what kind of fast you are doing. Basically, one needs to be alert and to listen to one's body and not to overdo it. Fasting is resting, not a marathon. You may feel weak during a water fast and may need to rest more often. While juice fasting, you may experience an abundance of energy that makes exercise easy. If you experience energy loss, limit yourself to stretching exercises, light walking, or deep breathing. Proteins and fasting. It was theorized that protein loss during fasting was harmful and that a fast should be supplemented with protein. Fasting with protein became known as the optifast. Fasters took nothing but water and a protein drink. Sadly, several people died. Protein digestion during the fasting state created an overloading of urea and the blood became acidic. In this condition, the organs become more damaged instead of healing. To the body, fasting is a natural process. During water or juice fasting, the protein levels of the blood remain constant. Although protein is being utilized, a person fasting 40 days on water will not suffer a deficiency of either protein, vitamins, minerals, or fatty acids in the breakdown of dying and diseased cells. All essential substances are available while fasting for reuse within the body. These dead cells are utilized in a systematic manner. Protein deficiency is non-existent in North America. You never hear of anyone being diagnosed with protein deficiency. Fruit and vegetable juices have water-soluble, highly absorbable proteins. The body has a store of protein and uses it selectively. Dying cells are the first to be used, and healthy and vital tissues are the very last, and will only be used as a last resort. Only during starvation is protein being stripped from healthy tissue to be used to survive. This may take 30 to 80 days of fasting on water to reach this point. The systematic searching of cells to be metabolized is crucial in the healing of cancer. A cancer cell represents protein and calories. Some cancers are so persistent that you have to force the body to choose between healthy cells and cancer cells. This requires a long fast on small portions of juice combined with days of water fasting, aiding elimination of toxins. Enemas. Whew. If you are not having natural bowel movements, then an enema is advised to move out the toxic material that is being scored by your body. You will feel much better after taking an enema. An enema can be taken daily in the beginning days of a fast. then bi-daily for the remainder, using just plain water. Mucus. It is common during fasting for the nose and the throat to pass sticky mucus, clogging the sinuses. White strands of mucus may be found in the stool. You may find that you are more comfortable if you use a neti pot to clear the sinus cavities, to prevent getting a cold with the clogged sinuses. You can also drink lemon juice with water to help clear the mucus. Showers and bathing. Plan to shower or bathe daily to aid in cleaning the pores and assist in the removal of toxins. Skin is the large organ, and many toxins are removed from the pores, causing a gummy deposit on the surface of the skin. It may help to brush the skin, removing the sludge that is deposited there. Reactions from fasting. The healing reactions you get from fasting are dependent on your existing health and the toxic load present in your body when you start. The first 3 days can be the most difficult until one's appetite for food goes away, which it normally does after the 3rd day. Many people experience headaches, joint pain, and other discomforts in the first few days. Your tongue will become coated, we talked about that, and your breath foul, and you may notice increased body odor. These are all normal detox reactions as the body moves out, as the toxins move out of your body. With extended fasting, you will notice some days are symptom-free. Then, as you move into deeper layers of detoxification, you will experience episodes of symptoms as your body cleanses these other systems. Get that? You'll experience some episodes, right? A whole series. In the latter stages, in the later stages, how long have we been? Oh, wow. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Okay, let's get back here. In the later stages, you remove the mucus from your system, and this can increase your likelihood to catch a flu or a cold. At times, you may feel weak or tired, so you should listen to your body and rest. Periods of high energy and mental clarity will be experienced and can be variable, alternating between periods of healing reactions and symptom-free days. With extended fast, it is normal to also have a strong emotional reaction that has been suppressed, as the body brings these to the surface also for healing. This can be a difficult period, but can be dealt with more easily with meditation or the emotional freedom technique, or EFT. You've heard of EFT? Emotional freedom technique, like tapping. The cleansing response that happens is dependent on experience with fasting, current health and level of toxins and sickness in your body. If you have an existing health condition, it is possible that you get a strong healing reaction or healing crisis. A link to a page describing this reaction in detail is given below. If cleansing responses arise, exercise great patience and take rest until symptoms pass. It's all part of the process. Always go to your capacity, but never overdo it. If unreasonably strong physical or emotional symptoms occur, it may be wise to discontinue. The following are common reactions and what can be done to ease the symptom while you are fasting. Spiritual. As the system detoxifies, many of these spiritual aspects of ourselves that have been waiting to come through for a long time are finally able to. And that person, hopefully fasting in an environment that is calm and serene, peaceful and loving, will be able to express and deal with these spiritual phenomena such that it can have a very beneficial and positive effect. That's what they used to tell us when we did psychedelics. Hopefully you're in an environment that is calm and serene, peaceful, and loving. So you're able to deal with the spiritual phenomena, right? When somebody's on shrooms, they used to tell us that if you're doing these, just make sure, okay? Be in a peaceful environment, okay? Meditation, EFT, and other tools can be used to help relate to spiritual and emotional phenomena. Weight loss. Weight loss can initially be as high as 3 to 4 pounds per day. But as the fast continues, the average loss will be 1 pound per day. If you are juice fasting and not losing weight, the juice is supplying all the calories you need. You may have to cut down on the juices or alternate between water fasting and juice fasting if losing weight is part of your goal. The slower your metabolism, the slower the weight loss. If you are thin or average weight and you fast for 30 days on juice or 10 days on water, you will become thin. Ribs will show, the face will become gaunt, friends and family may display concern. That happened to me. But the body will quickly normalize its weight in 5 to 10 days after the fast. If you are thin to start with, fasting may allow you to gain additional weight after the fast. Metabolism is normalized due to the cleansing process. It is very important not to try to gain weight too quickly. The body can rebuild only at a set rate. Overeating will burden the body and undermine the rebuilding process. Dizziness. You may experience dizziness if you do get down on one knee, and the dizziness will stop immediately. So if you experience dizziness, you can just slow down, have a seat, and it should pass. Back pain may increase due to toxins in the lower intestine. The blood vessels that draw nutrients from the colon are very close to the nerves of the spine. Back pain often decreases after elimination of the toxins. Back exercises also can relieve some pain. A cold pack can also help. An enema may be in order. Bad breath. Waste passes through the lungs, which are an eliminative organ. Brushing the tongue with a toothbrush, using dental floss, and rinsing with mouthwash will reduce bad breath. Canker sores. These may develop from a toxic buildup in the mouth. Unhealthy bacteria increases between the teeth. The tongue becomes coated with waste. To stop cankers, gargle with sea salt milk mixed with water several times. Dabbing the sore with tea tree oil or vitamin E quickens the healing process. Cold virus. Mucoid is the perfect food for viruses. Toxins weaken the immune system. When large quantities of toxins and mucus are in the blood due to a fast, they can cause a susceptibility to colds. To fight a cold, continue fasting to eliminate the mucus. Reduce the liquid intake and drink lemon juice. Blackouts. During fasting, the body conserves energy. The heart pumps slower and blood pressure lowers. Standing or moving quickly from a resting position may cause the blood to flow to the legs. For a few seconds, the brain will not get enough oxygen, causing blackouts and dizziness. To stop a blackout, get down on one knee or sit. Lowering your center of gravity will instantly stop a blackout. Blackouts are more frequent during water fasting. Diarrhea. Fruit juices have a laxative effect that is more pronounced after water fasting. It can be stopped by using the enema. Using psyllium husk during diarrhea will help regulate the system. Strong emotions. Try to journal, EFT, meditate, take a walk, or rest. How about that? Headaches. Toxins can cause muscle tightness in the neck and shoulders. This can result in tension headaches. Massaging the neck and shoulders will help to relieve the tension. The herb feverfew, which is available in health food stores, is well worth trying. Mucus. Drink lemon juice with water combined with neti pot. Muscle tightness. The muscles may become tight and sore due to toxin irritation. The legs can be the worst affected as toxins accumulate in the legs. A self-massage, hot baths, stretching, and exercise will help to release the toxins. Nausea. When waste is released too quickly by the lymph glands, some of the toxic overload is taken by the liver and secreted with bile into the stomach. This causes nausea. Drinking water or carrot juice will dilute the bile and toxin mixture, helping to flush it from the system. Nervousness. The elimination of toxins can irritate damaged nerves. Exercise will relieve tension. Use quarter slices of avocado to slow the fast, or drink fruit juice if on a water fast. However, you should note that any food intake may cause one's hunger to return and make it more difficult to stay on a fast. Just do the best that you can. Skin disturbances. The skin may become oily as rancid oils are purged from the body. People with problem-free skin may have a few days of pimples or boils. A pallid complexion is also a sign of waste in the blood. When cleansed of mucus and toxins, the skin will be healthy, soft, and unblemished. Tiredness. Tiredness is normal during water or restricted juice fasting. If the tiredness is too much, increase the quantity of sweet juices like melon and carrot juice. Pre-existing conditions. Heart disease. Include bananas and avocados when juice fasting to balance the blood sugar level. Toxins in the blood and reduced blood sugar levels may cause a weak heart to labor. Like any other organ, the heart needs nutrients, a toxin-free environment, and time to heal. Also, if one has the disorder of POTS, P-O-T-S, it is advisable to take salt so that the blood pressure does not get too low. Hypoglycemia. Do not juice fast unless you use bananas and avocados. These bananas and avocados, huh? To balance the blood sugar level. Kidney problems. Fasting can irritate damaged kidneys due to the amount of toxins they filter. Try short juice fasts of 3 to 5 days before progressing to longer fasts. Liver disease. The liver can become toxic due to abuse. If the liver is badly degenerated, cleansing must be done in stages. I'm sure my liver was not too pleased with me over the years. All them Four Locos and whew. If the liver is badly degenerated, cleansing must be done in stages. Start with short juice fast and lead to fast over 5 days. Avoid heavy proteins, refined flours, and fatty foods. Eat meals of fruits or vegetables between the fasts. Age. Nobody is too old to fast. Can we say that again? Nobody is too old to fast. It is exactly what the body needs to feel young again. Shorter fasts are recommended to start. Assess your physical state as you proceed. If juice fasting becomes too intense, bananas and avocados will lessen the intensity by slowing the cleansing. Ulcers. Fasting will help significantly. Choose the juices that do not irritate the condition. Healing crisis, the cleansing reaction, the detox reaction, or Herxheimer reaction. During your fast, you may enter into a healing crisis, which indicates that a deeply seated sickness is being healed. But also, this means that you are going in reverse through the reactions that you went through as your sickness progressed. This is normally a good thing because it shows that there is a major healing happening. But the downside is that it is not easy to go through because of the uncomfortable reactions that cause pain. If you are feeling quite ill, then you should read through the healing reaction article to try to determine if this is what is going on with you or not. It may be advisable to check with your medical professional at this point to try to determine if you want to continue the fast or not. Going off of your fast. It's a fact that eating causes a cycle of hunger. It's only when we stop eating that we lose hunger. Think about it. All fasting experts agree that hunger sensations are usually lost on or shortly after the third day of fasting. Sometimes don't return for weeks, but when they do return, usually very strongly, it is the time to break the fast. But all fasting experts point out that it is important to resume eating very lightly, very gradually, in exact relationship to the duration of the fast. Therefore, if breaking a 40-day fast, you may want to start with only small quantities of fruit juice for several days up to a week before actually resuming with solid food like regular fruit. Important. Keep the first solid meal light and simple, even though the mental temptation to dive into heavier favorites will probably be high. Be gentle with your digestive system, and your digestive system will not only thank you, but the overall benefits of the cleanse will last much longer. If you were on a water fast, then your first day can be juices. If you were on a juice fast, then your first day can be raw veggies or fruits. The next meal may include heavier items such as potato, avocado, or corn. But in any case, you will notice that your body is very sensitive to what you eat, and you should use this period of transition to learn more about what your body likes and doesn't like you to put it into, and like to put into it. When waking up a slumbering digestive system, the desire to eat will be intense. Waking up from my slumber, I just thought of like the genie in the lamp, like, who woke me from my slumber, right? The flavors and textures of food will be enhanced by super clean nasal passages, for sure, right? When the nose is blocked, what are we really tasting? Eating will be a brand new experience. This is the time to flex your newfound muscles of discipline and self-control. As the body screams, I want more, wisdom whispers, you've had enough. I love that. I gotta write that down. As the body screams, I want more, wisdom whispers, you've had enough. Eating small amounts of raw fruits and veggies for the first 5 or 6 days will allow the body to gently wake up the digestive system. The body will continue to detoxify and cleanse during this period. Any toxins that have accumulated will begin to move due to the sweeping action of the soft fibers of fruits and veggies. They will begin to move. They have to move. Get out, right? Be gone. Get thee from around me. We used to say that in the church. Get thee from around me. Move. For 6 days, gradually increase the amount of raw fruits and veggies in your diet. To break a fast and gorge on bread or junk food would be a disaster. Jarring the system this intensely when the digestive system is in a sensitive state can cause stomach cramps, nausea, and weakness, negating much of the benefits of the fast. So basically, it's like your body is asking, like, what did we just do all this for? Like, come on! What did we just go through this for? Come on! Come on! I can't with this guy. Come on! Right? That's what the body is saying. Eat slowly and chew your food well. Saliva has enzymes that assist in digestion. Up to 80% of the starch, 30% of the protein, and 10% of the fat can be digested by the enzymes in saliva. Do not overeat. Discover the amount of food that your body needs to live a vibrant, healthy life. Discern the difference between cravings and hunger. Never feed your emotions. When breaking a fast over 10 days, the break-in period should be extended 1 day for every 4 days of fasting. Great sensitivity and restored senses. An interesting phenomenon occurs after a fast. The years of conditioning your body to tolerate unhealthy foods is reversed. The body is as clean as a newborn baby. Try feeding a newborn baby grandma's apple pie. When the body is full of toxins, its defense systems are not able to operate effectively. After a fast, the natural defenses are restored and sensitivity to unhealthy food is increased. That is true. Woof. I felt that firsthand. You become more sensitive, more highly sensitive. You will feel satisfied with smaller amounts of food and sluggish and tired when overeating. Rich foods full of fat, salt, and processed sugars will cause nausea, headaches, and weakness. A handful of fruit will be thoroughly satisfying. Because the digestive system has to work less, there will be boundless energy to spare. Why? After a fast, your body is clean and has far less tolerance to the poisonous foods that you were used to eating previous to the fast. Understand, feeling sick when eating poison is a sign that your body is functioning normally. Woo! I wish I knew how to say that right there. I've been waiting. Understand, feeling sick when eating poison is a sign that your body is functioning. Fasting restores the body's ability to violently react to harmful, health-damaging food. If you really desire, you can desensitize your body by slowly introducing harmful foods back into your diet. Why would you do that? But why you should, right? You're better to select your food carefully, even though it is not possible to avoid toxins, as these are everywhere. Fasting as a regular cleaning is important and will keep you healthy. Conclusion. It is very important to increase your prana chi spiritual awareness during the fasting. I have lived with the process of the web content by Falcon Blanco, and the most important key aspect are meditation, breathing exercises to increase your life force chi. For the process, I use a lot of physical postures to harvest the energy, techniques from the teacher, Elitam Elamin. Have a great journey. And that's it. That's it. That's the end. That is the end. We have concluded. Says, before you go, post on Amazon before you go. Let me give it a rating. Boom, bing, pow, boom, 5 stars. All right, we're done. We have concluded the book Breatharian, Easy and Effortless Become One by Emilio Chalita. So shout out to Emilio Chalita. Thank you so much for giving us these messages, these wonderful messages, the wisdom from the ages, from some of today's modern sages. Much love. This has been Jerome Shaw with the Pranic Pages. And you can go on YouTube if you want to check out that playlist. And once again, the playlist is called Pranic Pages.